does he want to be out there? Of course he wants to be out there. He wants to be with his team, and he's kind of just going through some of the emotions of things that's happening in his personal life right now. You can certainly tell that. You know?
I mean, but everybody, every citizen has days like this. There's really no difference. Like, everybody comes to work a couple of times. Like, oh, God, I don't want to be here today. I mean, I'll get through it. I'll do what I have to do. I mean, that's allowed to happen throughout the course of a regular season. I know there's 17
let alone the course
games.
of a lifetime.
But I think the reason that it's interesting is because you have a guy in Ben Roethlisberger who won a couple Super Bowls, who potentially could be in a Hall of Fame very soon here, saying this. So you have another quarterback newly retired talking about Tom Brady, where you typically don't see that. Everybody's afraid to say anything about Tom Brady except people like us.
But just like Anthony Davis last night, who kind of replied back to Charles Barkley, as an athlete, it feels this way. You got a new podcast, man. Okay, Ben Roethlisberger, you got a new podcast. You're going to say something that's going to create waves, right? Because you have a new podcast. You want your podcast to be out there. I get it.
Oh, is that what you do? I don't have a podcast other than ours, so I don't know.
I mean, if you want your podcast to be known for stuff,
other than
this
ours,
is our podcast.
This is also a podcast.
KJM is a podcast.
I said other than ours.
Yeah,
but I don't have an individual.
Right, your own podcast.
I'm with y'all.
Yeah.
We have a show on national television and radio, so it's a little bit different.
Everyone has a podcast. The podcast by itself is, whatever.
Yeah, but I'm like, we're not out here just throwing stuff against the wall and hope that people want to tune in. We're actually saying things that we know.
Right. Some people have podcasts and it's like, Jay, you're making waves, right? And the pivot is making, like, there are some that are making waves for sure. I haven't heard of Ben Roethlisberger's until today, but
so maybe it's working.
But that's
right. Now he's got a commercial for a segment on national TV and radio. Yep.
Now we're talking about it. Now everybody knows footballing, right?
With
an H.
You worry about look, people. He had a bad game. He lost by Pittsburgh. That many people going into the game, including myself, didn't think Pittsburgh had a shot. Based on it's Tom Brady, it's Tampa Bay. They won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They got a good team. They got a good defense. But then he flies to New York after practice on Friday. He does what he does. He doesn't go back to Tampa Bay to fly with the team to Pittsburgh. Instead, he takes a 30-minute flight from New York to Pittsburgh and joins the team on Saturday. So he gets a lot of backlash for that. On top of that, he has Wednesdays off, which is a rest day. Now, I don't know if he's in the building, not in the building, whatever. I would assume, based on rest days, most guys are in the building. They're just not practicing. They got their hat, their jersey, and their sweats on, and they're chilling. They're taking mental reps. I would assume that's what he's doing, and everybody does that. Hell, I did it, okay, when I played. Hey, man, I'm tired. I need a day, your legs look tired from yesterday. We're not going to run you today. Okay, that happens. But now, all of a sudden, because where the season is at for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is brought to light by many people.
But this is all the stuff that makes me wonder if this is going to be it for Tom, his last hurrah. Probably not the way he would want to go out. And that's
need to be, though.
That's always going to be the challenge for him, right? Do you go out winning a Super Bowl, or do you go out this type of way?
Don't chase it.
But the thing is, the amount of speculation on everything he does, now that fans have started to dig into his personal life with his wife and with his family, that's a different kind of weight. And even just seeing, chatter on social media, like people making comments about his wife and when he loses games, it just adds a different element, man. It adds a different, I don't care what anybody says.
Fair game, buddy.
It adds a different element.
It's fair game, though, Jay.
I hear you, but he's never had to deal with that.
No, that's true. He's never had to deal with it, but it's fair game.
The guy who's like I suppose like a father figure, right? For decades and
But
decades,
Max,
is getting married and the owner of the team.
He's always done it right, though. Tom Brady is the epitome of doing it right.
You got to go.
all the time, right? So now
right.
people find that something didn't go right in his life, people triple down on that kind of stuff.
If anyone remains in the public eye long enough, we will find frailties because they're human beings. And that's really what we're looking for. We like to, that's the dynamic. You build everybody up, and then this is the greatest, they're perfect. And then we look closely, go, oh no, actually they're human. Tear them down, and now we want to see them get back up again.
But like Jay said, though, everything's gone right for him. And now it's not going right, so people look for that.
By the way, we're early in this. We're in week 6, going into week 7. Let's see what it looks like week 15.
Had I did that, the first thing they say is, what did you expect? Of course Keyshawn would do that. Tom Brady didn't set it up that way.
Right.
It's like rubbernecking, Max. I mean, everybody likes to stare at a traffic accident. And if it's a Lamborghini, you're going to stare at it even more.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.